Welcome everyone to this XDC Network edition of Token Topics. I hope you're all doing great. We're going to hear from Ritesh and Atul, the co-founders of the XDC Network. In this special video, we have the pleasure of hearing Atul speak on XDC's use cases for supply chain. He's going to explain reducing trade gap and what exactly it is that they're building. We're also going to hear from Ritesh explaining Layer 1 technology and more. We're going to go over these topics and more, so if you're an XDC fan, you don't want to miss this video, please do hit the like, share, and subscribe. Remember that I'm not paid for or sponsored by XDC or the XDC community. It's important to keep your assets, your crypto, safe. Purchase a DCENT wallet through Token Topics affiliate link in the description of every video, and you can receive an incredible discount. Education is extremely important for future generations. You can help a child by donating towards their educational needs. Arise the Orphan Children is accepting much needed donations to supply school materials for orphans. Emmanuel Musazi is head of the orphanage. I've known him for several years, and he is a very trustworthy, honest man, truly working hard to make a difference in these children's lives and in the world, to give them an opportunity. So if you're interested in helping, in the description is a link to their website. There's different ways you can donate. Thank you. Here's some great material. In case you missed it, the XDC Trade Network unveils the next generation platform for digital transactions and financing in a BSCA article. So Andrea Frozanini, he reposted it, and he shared that I am excited to share a major milestone for XDC Trade Network. Following our insightful meeting at BSCA on November 7th, where Sunil Senapati brilliantly introduced our audience to the capabilities and vision of XDC Trade Network, we are now proud to announce the release of our comprehensive memorandum titled XDC Trade Network Unveils the Next Generation Platform for Digital Transactions and Financing. This document is more than just a summary of our meeting. It's a deep dive into the revolutionary platform that the XDC Trade Network has developed. Our next generation platform is not only reshaping the landscape of digital transactions, but also redefining the possibilities in digital financing. In this memorandum, you'll find detailed insights into how our platform stands out in terms of efficiency, security, and innovation. We discuss the technology that powers our network, the unique benefits it offers to users, and our vision for the future of digital finance. Here you go, everybody. Here's the meat and potatoes. XDC Trade Network. In a world where every second counts, international trade is craving one thing above all: speed. That's precisely what XDC Trade Network promises to deliver. With its groundbreaking platform, this innovative system is set to redefine the landscape of digital trade transactions, revolutionizing the way we approach, execute, and finance trade deals. Seamlessly integration with trade trust. The XDC Trade Network eliminates cumbersome paperwork, slashes processing time, and eliminates errors, all while maintaining the highest standards of security. This is a game changer for the global trade stage. I'm going to put the link to this in the description. Now, let's check out this video from Atul and Ritesh. And Amelia Jones, she breaks it down. Exciting insights from the Future of Money podcast's inaugural episode. In the first episode of the rebranded FUMO, or Future of Money podcast, they dive deep into the transformative world of blockchain technology and its impact on real-world assets. All right, so key highlights here, and we'll dive right into it. I'm not going to play the full video. I'm just going to play some highlights, but you can watch the full video. I'm going to put the link to it in the description. So understanding RWAs, which are real-world assets in blockchain ecosystem. Discover how everyday items can benefit from blockchain technology, enhancing transparency, efficiency, reliability across global supply chains. The power of Layer 1 blockchains. Learn about the foundational role of Layer 1 blockchains in developing decentralized applications, focusing on transaction costs, sustainable energy consumption, and equitable rewards distribution. Building in a Web 3.0 ecosystem. Insights into the challenges and strategies for scaling businesses within the blockchain space, emphasizing the importance of experienced founders, real-world applications, and global adoptions. From trade finance to gold tokenization, explored practical applications, and a growing global interest in blockchain technology. Investment philosophy and future outlooks The founders share their vision for supporting ventures that leverage blockchain to solve real-world problems and redefine or create new infrastructures.
Atul, Ritesh, welcome to the episode. It's a delight to start 2024, the new season. And Atul, I want you to tell the audience, in your own words, real-world asset. What is an RWA in a blockchain context, and how does that fit into the XDC mission or journey?
Yeah, first of all, thank you so much. It's a pleasure being on this podcast. Happy New Year, everyone. Well, without complicating any terms, real-world asset is nothing different than this water bottle that we have here, or the cup of coffee that you sip every morning, or the toothbrush that you use, or the car that you use in your Uber, or the one that you drive, or the apartment that you stay in, or the plane that you sit inside. This is the as simple as it can be. These are real world assets. Now, almost everything that we do in our day-to-day basis are based on some of these things that we consume or use on daily basis. These are all real world assets. Now, why is the whole RWA, real world asset trend, has come to the blockchain world? First of all, it's literally 40 to 50 trillion, probably 100 trillion. I don't even know the numbers. They're so big because they're part of everyday lives. That's the size of what we consume as people on an everyday basis. But if you go into the details, like if for a cup of coffee that you sip, where were the beans farmed, right? How did they come here? How did they travel in the nice bag? How did they actually get to make that coffee finally into to the cup that you're having? Or the steering that you're holding, where the rubber came from, how did that actually get manufactured, where the raw materials from that came, and how did that actually come and to be at the car that you are riding into. This is now where the things get interesting, right? Because every part of that supply chain, from manufacturing, raw material sourcing, to the deep tier suppliers, all this supply chain is massively linked financially. And today, the banking system is kind of inadequate to serve this. That's the reason why blockchain has been looked at a major technology to solve the massive interconnectedness of this massive economy that we're looking at. Because if you really look at from the manufacturer to the shipping to eventually how stuff gets to every individual, today there is no banking system that can track it. The payments are very delayed, the fundings are inadequate, and that does cause potentially massive catastrophes, like we saw in the COVID-19 world. What happened suddenly, or even just one ship, that was stuck somewhere in the canal, caused so much disruption. So this is something that we overlook on day-to-day basis, but it is massively linked to our day-to-day lives. And in the context of blockchain, how do you represent a real world asset? Like if you have an apartment in a building, that's like a title deed. Or if there was a shipment of coffee that you ordered, it could be represented by an invoice or a purchase receipt. Once you start really getting these key documents or data recorded on a blockchain, you can have like this world of unlimited possibilities with it to solve the problems that have not been solved before. Let me tell you, there's a $5 trillion gap in just trade finance alone. If you look at the overall real world asset economy, it could be probably $30 to $40 trillion. No one knows the numbers, how big these are. And blockchain as a technology really only stands out to solve problems of that scale.
Before we get on to that, let's bring in, we often talk about layer 1 blockchains, and XDC is a layer 1 blockchain. What is a layer 1 blockchain? What does that mean?
So I think, thank you, Ronit, for having me here. And as you discuss about, train networks, you talk about infrastructures where they are traveling from one place to another place. Similarly, when we talked about a blockchain infrastructure, layer 1 is a base infrastructure. And what we observed, 5 years before, it was too much hype about Bitcoin, about layer 1s, and I don't want to go into that particular hype, but what we observe, like whenever someone is building on a blockchain, they require a reliable infrastructure. There are three important elements. Okay, first element is like suppose some startups or like some real world use case they are building on a blockchain. They should blockchain should solve certain problems. Okay, they says okay, I am going from point A to point 1 at $1, and you says like I will take you to Rocket and I will charge $1,000. That's not a feasible thing. So layer 1 is like a base infrastructures where other can build on. It's a base blockchain infrastructures. We have to make sure that the gas fees, it's a bigger problems with many layer 1 network. So we decided, the fees should be almost nothing. So at least anyone can come and they can use the public infrastructures of a blockchain. They can build like a beautiful use case on a blockchain network. Similarly, if you look at a mining site, okay, in layer 1, previously it was like proof of work. And to be very frank, I hardly met any people, they are making money out of the mining. So we observe this problem, like if you want to create a decentralized infrastructure, there should be like people, those who comes to the with some certain kind of infrastructures, and they becomes a validator for a layer 1 network. So one is a use case you want to deploy on layer 1 network. One is about like infrastructure providers. Third thing, it should be decentralized. So we cannot give all benefit to the those who are bringing with the infrastructures, or we cannot give entire benefit to those who are building on it. And so we have to manage these three important aspects, whether it's a decentralization, whether it's a core infrastructures. Third thing, it should be feasible for any ecosystems, those who want to build on blockchain infrastructures. So layer 1 is base infrastructures where anyone can build anything, and it should be feasible. So we try to solve all these problems. And if you look at XDC network history, when we went on a live net, most of the problem has been solved. Like whether it's energy consumption, whether it's a gas fee part, whether it's a reward to the infrastructure providers. So we created a beautiful smart contract platform where we solve almost all the problems.
So layer 1 is base infrastructure. A blockchain is a decentralized piece of technology, and what you're providing is a efficient, reliable, low cost. You give out gas fees, that's about transaction costs, low cost way of doing transactions. Let's delve in.
Super interesting talking about the real world applications. Right. What are you building, and what have people built that you're most proud of or extremely significant on XDC that we can talk about today?
I think going back to the same Rimac example, we have created a platform where RWA assets can be tokenized, fractionalized, risk mitigated to be eventually settled in any currency that you want, and in a price where it's extremely competitive to where where the fees of all these kind of transactions stands today. Now this is our base model. This is our base technology. Anyone can use it. So we don't want to become a tokenization company. It's a protocol. We are supporting tokenization companies so that they can show that early success, like TradeTech, which is a big London-based company run by banking veterans. They were the ones who first tokenized trade finance assets on the network. Now they're tokenizing U.S. Treasury bills. We have supported Comtech Gold as a project which is tokenizing gold. So that it can be brought from that inaccessible form onto a mainstream financial world. And there are other countless projects like Fathom and TradeFinex as a protocol. We have supported projects like Zoth and some others, funding societies who are eventually these trade financial credit providers and who have used the power of tokenization, verification, fractionalization, and all that on the network. So we have showed that the technology works, and some of the early companies that we have supported have demonstrated that success. So that TVL only for trade finance now is, I think, close to probably something around $15 to $20 million. Now that's small TVL compared to what the other blockchain ecosystem boast of, but this is a real world asset TVL, which is a great difference. So it's not a speculative crypto TVL, it's a real world asset TVL. Now, having proven this model, it's an open standards. Anyone can come and build all this, right? And the network remains open for them to come in. So yes, rightly summarized by you, our play is getting the world to use it, and so that we have built a very specific standard kind of template or infrastructure for RWAs to be tokenized, verified, fractionalized, and eventually settled and risk mitigated on-chain XDC network with extreme competitive fee structure, which otherwise is not possible in any other infrastructure.
Or about some of the geographies that you're in, or you're seeing perhaps a very fast movement of adoption with these real-world assets and the securitization and adoption of XDC?
Yeah, so I think, like blockchain, it's like, one very neutral kind of a network. Yeah. And we observed everywhere, like, whether we go to Hong Kong, whether we go to Singapore, whether we go to UK, whether we go to Australia, like all like, institutions, like, use case, they're getting deployed on the network. So I don't like to give a specific location as such. It's a like, global network, anybody can build. And wherever we go, we always get attraction. Like, I've been to Hong Kong last quarter, and I observed that, people, they are crazy about building a use case on using a blockchain network. So overall, it's a global trend. I don't feel like it's only one country, but some countries, they are very aggressive from the compliance side, from the regulation side, like MS, you call it Monetary Authority of Singapore. They are also very aggressive. They given many license, like they give license for custody, like they approved custody license way big in 2021.
So very
forward thinking. Here also VARA, ADGM, DIFC, they have like, diverse kind of a license, like, and I see trend is growing, like people, they are watching each other's and they are learning from each other's. And the trend is, uptrend. Like, if I look at like last 8-10 years of this journey, everything is going up in terms of adoption, in terms of regulation, in terms of licensing.
Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please do subscribe so you can stay up to date, and hit the like. It does help others find this video so they hear the message about XDC. Thank you.